Ladies and gentlemen, man, what a show. Do not adjust your set. I am Hitman Cause. Welcome to your official day one review. And, you know, as usual, I'm not alone in this endeavor. Please welcome, as always, the co-host, the humble man, Gary. Gary, welcome to the contracts.
My man Cos Payton, what's good, and Happy New Year to y'all.
Yes, same to you, man.
Thanks, man.
Quite an interesting night that we've encountered with day one, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir. I would say the same thing.
Yeah. Let's get down to it. Now, normally we wouldn't speak about the pre-show, but a little something happened on the pre-show that's worth talking about. Now, what happened was Sheamus and Rich Holland faced off against Cesaro and Ricochet, and during the match, Ricochet accidentally broke Rich Holland's nose. Now, we didn't watch the pre-show. However, we saw a replay and how Ricochet broke it. Now we didn't see any gory aftermath, blood coming out of his nose or anything. But I can only imagine it looks similar to how John Cena's nose looked after Seth broke it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But I think because of his broken nose, Rich Holland had to be taken to the back. Sheamus managed to finish and win the match alone.
Right. He did.
I just hope this isn't too bad of a break where he has to miss a lot of action, because he already missed enough action when he broke his ankle back in NXT.
That's correct.
But this win, despite the injury, should definitely do good for Sheamus and Rich Holland, as to further the apprenticeship.
Exactly. That's right.
And I must say, Ricochet had some pretty, no pun intended, had some pretty fire-looking tights tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Like them shits look so dope.
Right.
Anyways, moving on. To start the show, we had the Usos defend the SmackDown Tag Titles against the New Day.
Honestly speaking, that was a good match. I'm glad I wanted either one to win, but I'm glad the Usos retained.
Yeah, most definitely. And needless to say, when these two teams face off, as usual, they freaking they always deliver. As far as a great match goes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Freaking what's his face? The Usos definitely put me through a loop when they hit Kofi with the 3D.
Right. Exactly.
Shout out to the Dudley boys. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think it stands to reason as to how that was what it took to put away the New Day, because they hit the double loose. That didn't work. Hell, even Jimmy Uso locked Kofi in the Tequila Sunrise, and Kofi didn't even tap. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was.
And the New Day, they tried hitting up, down, down, but again, that wasn't enough.
Exactly.
Had Big E been there, they could have tried hitting Midnight Hour, but who knows if even that would have been enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Usos managed to clutch it out once again to continue to hold on to the SmackDown tag titles and once again prove that they are the ones.
Yes, sir.
Moving on, we had I hate to admit it, but we had the garbage time match, which was Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Now, I will say, even though, you know, everyone knew who was going to win this match, Madcap Moss still put up a hell of a fight. I definitely got to give it to him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my boy Drew did win.
But again, some of the stuff he pulled out reminded me of his days in NXT when he was tagging with Tino Sabatelli.
Exactly.
But you know, in the end, Drew was way too much for him and got the win.
Right.
But as far as backstage goes, Moss and Corbin got the last laugh, attacking him freaking jumping him, and then putting his head through the chair, to which Corbin slammed some sort of metal structure onto it. So, you know, at least for the time being, Drew's gonna have his hand full. Is gonna continue to have his hands full with dealing with both of them.
Exactly.
Moving forward, we had RK Bro defending the Raw Tag Titles against the Street Profits. What a nice little interesting piece for the Street Profits is that RK Bro was that Migos came out with them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately for me, with Migos coming out, that already told me that RK Bro was gonna retain.
Oh yeah.
But it was still very nice to see Migos out there. Honestly, I wish Migos would have performed a couple of songs.
Me too.
But you know, it was still nice to see them be interviewed and everything. So you know, that was good enough. That will suffice.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, the Street Profits definitely showed improved. You know, even though they came up short.
That's right.
But they still did great. I definitely liked how the match ended, where freaking Riddle threw Montez Ford up, only for him to be caught in it with an RKO, courtesy of Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, that was one of the craziest things. That match was good too. I wanted either one to win it or RK Bro won though. And Migos coming out with them was great.
Yeah. And then, of course, because they're both face tag teams, you know, they shook hands after the match, and then they all got to dap up Migos and shit. So it was still all good in the end for everybody.
Yes, sir.
And a side note, just for me, Montez Ford didn't give me a headache with wearing them damn red shoes. Just because what he was wearing actually matched with the red shoes. And like, seriously, no offense to him, but like, I wish he would just match his shoes more like he used to. Because he would wear those red sneakers no matter what attire he had, and he'd wind up looking like a fucking Crayola box because of it. But thankfully, they had some red in the attire, so it was matching, so it's all good.
Right.
And also Ford should wait to grow his hair out more before he gets raised, before he puts braids in, because he had no hang time. Them shits were not touching the back of his neck at all. They were struggling.
Yeah, that is correct.
But hey, you know, or instead of waiting for your hair to grow, just, you know, get a bit of extensions, you know.
Exactly.
Moving on, we had Edge facing The Miz. And pretty much a precursor to what he did on SmackDown, Edge came out in a Brood entrance once again.
Yup.
And, you know, it still makes me wonder how him, Christian, and Gangrel were able to just walk through that fire or just step through that fire without any of their clothes being burned or anything or catching fire.
Exactly.
But who knows? Maybe the stuff they wore was fireproof.
That's correct.
And this match was decent. Had some nice spots. Maurice tried to interfere a few times. When Edge had the crossface locked in. Shout out to Chris Benoit. Maurice dragged Mrs. Foot on top of the rope, which forced the rope break.
Right.
And then she also interfered while the referee was distracted by the Miz, hitting Edge with a pocketbook.
Right.
But that wasn't enough.
Exactly.
But then the ultimate shocker came when Edge's wife, the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix, came out, and no, I'm not even going there. But she came there walking with a purpose. She was pissed off. Oh man, personally, I wouldn't have minded her, putting hands on Maurice, but Maurice was wearing heels, so that's and then on top of that, she obviously couldn't put hands on the Miz, because if she did, then Edge would have got disqualified.
Yeah, that's correct.
But she did distract the Miz enough for him to get speared, and for Edge to win.
That's correct.
Honestly, part of me thinks this is going to lead to a mixed tag team match at either the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
That's a point. Got a point right there.
And honestly, if that does happen, I'm sorry, I don't expect Miz to win at all. Miz and Maurice. I don't expect them to win at all, unless they cheat.
Exactly.
Moving on, we had Becky Lynch defending the Raw title against Liv Morgan.
Honestly speaking, the match was going really great. I wanted either one to win. Becky, she retained, but the match, it was kind of good.
Yeah, they definitely brought everything they had to the table. Liv definitely showed once again that she has greatly improved in the ring. I like that she brought out the rings of Saturn of all moves. I didn't even know she had that move in her arsenal, but yet she brought it out. Last time we seen that move, freaking the former Neville was using it as his finisher.
Yeah, exactly.
Back when he turned heel.
Right. I remember that.
And shit. And she did come close several times. As a matter of fact, the end of the match, freaking, it honestly couldn't get any closer. Because she hit. Well, actually, she was gonna hit Oblivion. However, Becky caught her before she could drop her, and countered it into the manhandle slam.
Right.
And at first, when Becky did the pin, at first I thought she had her foot on the rope, but she didn't. I thought that she was gonna try to put her foot on the rope, but She ain't need to.
Right.
Yep. And that was a great match.
Yeah, it really was.
Where Liv goes from here, we don't know. Maybe she might get another shot, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a clean loss. So she has to go to the back of the line, and then whoever will be Becky's next challenger, step up.
Right. Exactly.
And finally, we come to the main event. An impromptu main event. Big E defending the WWE title against Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Brock Lesnar.
Right. That match was, honestly speaking, it was great, but the way it ended, I wasn't expecting. I was kind of happy, 50-50 with it. Kind of happy, kind of not happy, but I'm more not freaking happy.
Well, now for me, a bit of context for those of y'all that didn't see the pay-per-view or gonna see it. Initially, Brock Lesnar was scheduled to face Roman Reigns for the Universal title. However, earlier that day, Roman put out a tweet revealing that he tested positive for COVID, so the match had to get canceled. Honestly, this is especially bad for Roman because with his leukemia, it makes him having COVID even worse.
Right.
Because sure, he's in remission as far as the leukemia is concerned, but for all we know, the COVID could make it come back or something,
That's right.
Or God forbid, the COVID affects him, worse than anything else. But but I honestly doubt it will. He'll more than likely be back. If not in time for this SmackDown, then next SmackDown.
Right.
But with that being said, actually, before we get to that, let's talk about the match. The match had a lot of great spots. Was damn near 1,000 miles a minute. From the opening bell, everybody was going balls to the wall right out the gate the second the bell rang. Freaking, there was a great spot where freaking Bobby Lashley speared Lesnar through the barricade.
Right.
And then another moment where Seth, I think Seth held down Brock Lesnar, and then while he was held down, Kevin Owens hit a frog splash from the apron onto Lesnar. So some very good work. And then they initially wanted to put Bobby Lashley through the announce table, but he fought them off. And then just before he could do anything, Big E swoops in and hits him with a Uranagi through the table. So,
right.
And freaking Owens and Rollins DDT'd Lesnar onto the steel steps. Like, it was so crazy.
Oh yeah, it was.
And then Brock went on a rampage, hitting damn near everybody with an F5 before he got caught lacking, and he got hit with a spear courtesy of Lashley. And then for some stupid reason, myself and the Humble Man thought it was over when we should have knew better than that. And Brock hit I think he hit Lashley with the F5, and then Big E tried to try to hit him with the big ending, only to get countered and hit with the F5 himself for Brock Lesnar to win the WWE title.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I'll admit, I popped. And like, and the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, I love Big E, you know, but right. I had no problem with Brock, one, being in this match, and two, having the possibility of being the champion. And, you know, sure, I wanted Big E's reign to last longer, but I'm just hyped that Lesnar won the title, mainly because, you know, I was still pissed off at how Lesnar got screwed out of the Universal title at Crown Jewel. So I felt this was like poetic justice. But this ties it back into Roman Reigns. Makes you wonder. And since Brock won the WWE title, makes you wonder, well, was Roman scheduled to lose?
Exactly.
And you know, if you guys were paying attention to the predictions, the Humble Man over here said that there was supposed to be a swerve, but because, you know, neither Roman nor Paul Heyman were there was no swerve. But for me, I say the swerve was Lesnar winning the WWE title. It was because, you know, just came out of left field, came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting it. But the crowd popped. I don't care what anybody says. The crowd popped when Lesnar won the title.
That is correct.
And now that the pieces are further set, I can honestly say that we're gonna get the matchup that we've been waiting for years, and that's Lesnar versus Lashley at WrestleMania.
I say so too. I said the same thing too. That's more than likely what we're going to be getting.
Because especially with the way Lashley was looking at him, he's definitely gonna stop at nothing to get his hands on Lesnar and get his hands on that title.
Exactly. Now, that's a match. That's one of the matches I've been looking forward to for years.
Yeah, but now because of this, Lesnar is obviously going to go to Raw. But where does this leave the Universal title, and where does this leave Roman? Because now he needs an opponent.
Exactly.
Because now their feud has now been brought to a crashing halt. So now who's he gonna face?
That is the truth. Exactly. Who's he gonna face?
Because let's look at the other main eventers. As far as SmackDown goes, he can't face Drew right now because Drew is knee deep in a feud with Corbin and Moss. Trying to think of some other heavy hitters.
The other heavy hitters I'd have to say is Sheamus or Cesaro. Sheamus is a heel. Cesaro, he's been there, done that with him, so that's the only ones pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, unless Roman calls somebody out, like I don't know who else at this point would there be to make. I mean, as far as making sense, you know, to step up to Roman.
Exactly.
And I really don't know. Like. Because like you said, Cesaro's been there and done that, and he didn't get the job done.
Exactly.
And Drew, he's still feuding. I would say Corbin, but he's heel.
Right.
Honestly, I like this because it makes you wanna. It makes you want to anticipate SmackDown, and makes you want to tune into it that much more, just to see where things go, as far as who Roman is gonna face next.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? Maybe He'll face Jimmy Uso.
Oh yeah. You'll see.
I'm kidding, man.
No, I know you're joking, of course.
Because freaking, they're still the SmackDown Tag Champions, and that would make zero sense. Or maybe the Usos' little brother, Solo Sikoa, will be brought up from NXT, and he'll challenge him.
Right, that too. Or
I'm still kidding, man. Come on.
no,
now.
I know you're still joking, man. I know you're still joking. Or seeing that all of this is happening, here's what I'm wondering, but this seems doubtful. The match that we were supposed to be possibly getting this year at WrestleMania, but they're saving for next year, I wonder if we're gonna get it now. Him versus The Rock.
Yeah, but honestly, I think they'd have to wait until
Next year.
No. Wait until the Royal Rumble before to put that in place. Because right now it's still too early.
Right.
Or actually, the Royal Rumble is the next pay-per-view. Right?
Correct. In a couple of weeks.
So, man, maybe now The Rock will be Roman's next opponent, and if not, hey, who knows? You know?
Right.
Because as far as the current SmackDown roster goes, like, I don't know.
Right.
I really don't know. Like,
Neither do I.
But, you know, that's going to do it for this edition of the Contracts. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in and chilling with us on this New Year's Day. I definitely want to thank the humble man, as per usual, to come and kick in his wrestling knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, my man, Cause Peyton. Appreciate always come kicking the wrestling knowledge with you as always, my man. Happy New Year once again, and we will be back here for the Royal Rumble. Same time, same place, same channel.
Yep. And until next time, by way of Struggle Vision Productions, this is the Hitman and the Humble Man, and we out. Peace.
Peace. We out of here. We'll be back for the Royal Rumble. Stay up.